In our, well, incredibly fast-paced world, staying truly well-informed can often feel like trying to drink from a fire hose, right?
Hmm.
Especially when breaking news hits in areas as dynamic and competitive as professional sports. You scroll through headlines, you see snippets, maybe a highlight reel, but you really get the why behind the what's. What's the deeper strategy, the unexpected insight, the surprising fact that helps you connect the dots? That's exactly where the deep dive comes in. We're your dedicated shortcut to clarity, basically your personal guide through the noise. We bring you those surprising insights and help you piece together the bigger picture, and hopefully keep you hooked along the way. So today, we're taking a close look at a very specific, actually incredibly recent development in the NFL. Our focus is on a young offensive lineman for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this story might seem like a small detail on the surface, but, well, it actually reveals a tremendous amount about modern team strategy, the true meaning of individual potential, and just how quickly fortunes can shift on the field.
And, in football, there's that phrase you hear constantly, everything starts in the trenches. It sounds like an old saying, but it's the absolute truth. The offensive line isn't just a group of big guys pushing, not at all. They are the bedrock, the very foundation of any successful offense. Think of them as the unsung heroes whose cohesion, strength, and precise technique directly determine if a quarterback has time to throw, if a running back has a lane to run through, or if an entire offensive scheme can even function. Without a dominant O-line, even the most talented skill players are going to struggle. That vital continuity, that ability to protect the quarterback and open running lanes is absolutely paramount for team success, and crucially, its long-term health. And that's precisely why the Jacksonville Jaguars offensive line, a group that, let's be honest, has struggled with consistency and significant injury issues over the last year. That's why they're currently the bunch to watch. Their performance, and Duck Bell, it's really going to define their season.
Okay, so our mission today is to take a deep dive into some recent source material. Specifically, an insightful article from Yardbarker, which originally appeared on Jacksonville Jaguars on SI. We want to understand why this rookie lineman is already being hailed as a, quote, top insurance option. What does that truly mean for the Jaguars' upcoming 2025 season? And, maybe more broadly, what does it tell us about the evolving philosophy of team building in the modern NFL? This is where it gets really interesting, I think. All right, let's kick things off by just reinforcing that foundational concept we just heard. The absolute importance of the offensive line in football, that idea that everything starts in the trenches. It's not just a cliche, is it? It's really the silent, brutal truth of the game.
It absolutely is. Yeah. When we talk about success on the offensive side of the ball, it almost invariably ties directly back to the quality, the depth, and the continuity you have up front. Imagine trying to build a beautiful house on a crumbling foundation. It just won't stand, right? That's your offensive line. If your quarterback is constantly under duress, scrambling for his life, if your running backs are met right at the line of scrimmage with nowhere to go, if your entire offensive scheme, no matter how brilliant it looks on paper, just can't be executed because protection breaks down, well, your offense is going to unravel fast. The Jaguars themselves, they acutely recognize this. The source material highlights that their key to success will come from it, meaning the O-line. So that puts their offensive line squarely under scrutiny heading into this season, especially after some of their recent struggles with pass protection and run blocking efficiency.
And it's clear the Jaguars have been proactive about this. We saw them making some strategic moves during the offseason, specifically adding depth and talent across their offensive front. They understand that in today's NFL, with its relentless pass rushes and, well, increasingly complex defensive schemes, you can never have enough quality bodies in the trenches. They've invested pretty heavily, knowing this is an area they absolutely need to shore up, no question. Which brings us neatly to the central figure of our deep dive today, Wyatt Milm. He's the Jacksonville Jaguars' third-round draft choice out of West Virginia, selected 89th overall. And from what we're seeing, there's already much excitement surrounding him. A real buzz echoing through the Jaguars camp. He's described as a young buck with a legitimate chance to start this season. Now, that's a pretty significant statement for a third-round offensive lineman, isn't it? Oh, definitely. Typically, rookie offensive linemen, especially those not taken in the first round, they face a steep learning curve, a really steep one. They need time to adjust to the speed, the power, the sheer complexity of NFL defenses.
But the buzz around Milm seems different. Of course, that comes with the big prerequisite, proving his worth during the intense crucible of training camp and the preseason games. That's non-negotiable.
Right. Has to earn it.
Exactly. But the fact that a starting spot is even being talked about for him right out of the gate, that speaks volumes.
And that buzz isn't just hype, apparently. A nice development actually occurred recently in training camp that truly put Milum right in the spotlight. It provided the first sort of tangible evidence of his potential. What happened was, on Friday, July 2025, the projected starting right guard, Patrick McCarry, he left practice early. The reason given. Head coach Liam Cohen called it back spasms.
And that's the kind of unexpected curveball that can really test a team's depth and resilience, can it?
Yeah, absolutely. One minute you have your projected starter, the next, boom, there's an immediate critical hole right there in the offensive line.
It forces coaches to make quick decisions, and it demands that someone steps up, often with basically zero warning.
Precisely. And that's exactly what Milum did. With McCarry off the field, Milum was instantly inserted into the first-team lineup at right guard.
Yeah, and the source material noted he quickly settled in and shone in McCarry's place. And look, this wasn't just about filling a spot. It was about seamlessly transitioning into a high-pressure situation against veteran NFL defensive linemen, mind you, and genuinely standing out for a rookie. That's incredibly rare, really noteworthy.
Okay, so how did he shine? Like, what were the specifics? What did he do on the field that made him so impressive, especially considering that instant pressure?
Well, the source highlighted his impressive movement skills and athletic ability for the position.
Right.
See, for an offensive lineman, it's not just about being big, that's part of it, sure, but it's also about agility, quickness, the ability to redirect power effectively. This means he can react swiftly to stunts and twists from defensive linemen, and crucially, he can effectively get to the second level to block linebackers in the run game. He seems to combine the brute force needed in the trenches with the fluidity of maybe a smaller player. That's a significant advantage in today's NFL. He showed excellent footwork, too, which is just vital for maintaining leverage and balance against those dynamic pass rushers you see every week.
And what's truly fascinating here, what the source points out, is that McGloom's ability to stand out, even in these unexpected circumstances, it's described as nothing new.
Yeah.
So this isn't just a fluke, like a one-off strong practice. He's been a former top college offensive lineman for a reason. So what were those foundational skills he honed back in college that are now translating so quickly to the pro level?
That's a great question, and it tells you he has a fundamental understanding of his craft already. The source points directly to his physicality. That's obviously crucial for controlling the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Simply put, he's strong enough to consistently win his one-on-one battles. But beyond just pure strength, it notes his hand placement at the point of attack.
Okay, hand placement.
Yeah, this is a highly technical skill. It speaks volumes about his refined technique already. Think of it like a wrestler getting the perfect grip right at the start of a match. Where you place your hands determines who controls the defender's body. It's crucial for leverage, for dictating the flow of the play.
Right, control.
Exactly. It's about precise timing and instant control. That's an advanced skill for a rookie lineman. What's also fascinating and really key is his blocking system versatility. Apparently, he's already beginning to fit right in with head coach Liam Cohen's zone blocking philosophy.
Ah, the zone scheme.
Right, and zone blocking isn't just about hitting a specific guy. It's about the offensive linemen moving together like a cohesive unit to clear out a zone for the running back. It requires agility, precise footwork, and a strong understanding of angles, maybe even more than just brute strength, which, fits Milum's athletic profile perfectly.
Makes sense.
It's a sophisticated system, and his quick adaptation. Very telling, very positive sign.
So it's not just about being strong, it's about being smart and adaptable. And that adaptability seems to be a huge part of his early success, especially given that he's being asked to play in unfamiliar or uncomfortable spots. How challenging is that really for a lineman, particularly a rookie, to just seamlessly transition between different positions on the line?
Oh, it's incredibly challenging. I mean,
Right.
really tough. Each offensive line, position guard, tackle, center has its own unique footwork, totally different blocking assignments, different communication responsibilities.
Right, they're not interchangeable.
Not at all. A tackle might be isolated out on an island against a premier speed rusher. A guard is often in tighter quarters dealing with powerful interior defensive linemen, maybe blitzing linebackers, shooting gaps. And center, of course, has the added responsibility of snapping the ball accurately and often making the protection calls for the entire line.
So yeah, a lot going on.
Absolutely. To competently play multiple spots requires an exceptional grasp of the entire offensive scheme, outstanding football IQ, and just a very, very versatile skill set, which, raises an important question. How many players, especially first-year players, can actually do that Seamlessly transition between multiple critical positions on the O-line at an NFL level? Not many.
Hmm.
The source gives us concrete examples of his multi-positional potential already, just in camp.
Hmm.
It says he could and has already turned heads by filling in at right guard, which we discussed.
Yeah.
Then also left guard for Ezra Cleveland when he needed a break. And even getting snaps at center for the free agent signee Robert Hainsey during specific drills.
Wow, okay. Guard and center.
Yeah. This level of versatility, it not only aids his personal growth as a player just by exposing him to different roles and challenges, but it drastically improves the overall depth of the Jaguars' offensive line, which, as we said, they desperately need. In football, injuries happen. It's a guarantee. And having someone who can competently step into various roles is a tremendous asset.
Especially in a salary cap league.
Exactly, where
Yeah.
every single roster spot is precious. He's not just a backup. He's like a tactical advantage. He allows offensive coordinators more flexibility without having to carry maybe extra, more specialized linemen.
So let's talk about the bigger picture here then.
Yeah.
What do Milm's early performances, and especially that one critical moment in camp when Corey went down, what does that signal for the Jaguars' 2025 season? Is he going to be the week 1 starter? That's what every fan wants to know, right?
Well, the source does temper expectations just slightly there. It states it's not entirely realistic that Milm gets the starting nod up front for week 1 against the Carolina Panthers.
Oh.
But, and this is a big but, it provides a very clear, realistic, long-term potential view. It says it is certainly realistic to suggest he could be a starter by the end of the season.
By the end of the season, okay.
That's a significant trajectory for a rookie. It indicates he's rapidly ascending the depth chart. The likely reason for not starting week 1 is typically just the sheer volume of information and technique a rookie needs to master consistently, plus, the presence of a veteran starter like Makari who's proven.
Sure, makes sense.
But the fact that he's already being seriously considered for that starting role by season's end after just a few weeks of camp, that tells you he's far ahead of the typical curve. It means he's already firmly on the radar for a starting job, even if it's not immediate. The coaches clearly have immense confidence in his development path.
So even if he's not starting day 1, what we're clearly seeing is his immediate value. His value as a key depth presence for Jacksonville's uneasy offensive line. He's essentially that crucial piece of insurance they might desperately need to, weather the inevitable storms of a long NFL season. He's the safety net.
Exactly, the safety net.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've taken this specific development with Wyatt Milm and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and what it really reveals is the immense and I think sometimes undervalued power of versatile, adaptable depth players, especially in these high-stakes environments like pro sports. It's not always the highest draft pick or the biggest name that ends up being the most critical piece, is it? Often it's the player who can fill multiple roles, adapt quickly, and consistently perform under pressure, even in unexpected circumstances.
That's exactly it. That's the key takeaway. Sometimes the most impactful contributions come from those folks ready to step up and provide that crucial insurance when unexpected challenges arise, like an injury in training camp.
Yeah.
It kind of shifts your perception of what truly makes a player valuable. It's not just about being the star, the designated face of the franchise. Sometimes it's about being the reliable, multifaceted solution that keeps the team moving forward when things get tough.
Right.
It's the strategic asset who allows a team to flex and pivot without missing a beat. That saves them from having to make many costly roster adjustments or put less prepared players on the field. This kind of adaptable talent, it really becomes a cornerstone of sustainable success.
And that leads us to a thought I want to leave you with today, where in your own life, or maybe your professional sphere, might similar insurance options or adaptable individuals exist. Perhaps they're not the designated star employee or the official project lead, but they have that versatility, the skills, the readiness to step into unfamiliar or maybe uncomfortable spots when needed. Think about the person on your team who quietly masters multiple software programs, or the colleague who can somehow seamlessly handle both client relations and back-end logistics. Identifying and nurturing that kind of talent, those adaptable, reliable individuals, even if they aren't in the spotlight right away, that can truly be a key to success far beyond the football field. It's really about recognizing the quiet strength of versatility.